In this video, we're going to talk about one of the fastest and most fascinating small mammals on the planet, the hare. Now, they're often mistaken for their famous cousins, the rabbits, but hares have a unique story all their own. Okay, let's dive into this. At first glance, you might look at this and think, yep, that's a big rabbit. But you'd actually be mistaken. While they do look pretty similar and they're part of the same animal family, hares and rabbits are completely different species. They have unique behaviors and characteristics that really set them worlds apart. And this slide right here really breaks down those key differences perfectly. Hares, you'll see, are usually larger and they've got those really long ears and powerful legs, just built for speed. They live in these simple nests right on the ground, and their babies, which are called leopards by the way, are born with a full coat of fur and their eyes wide open. And that is a huge deal for survival, because living out in the open, they need to be ready to run almost from the moment they're born. Rabbits, on the other hand, have the safety of an underground burrow, so their babies can afford to be born blind and helpless. So okay, we've established they are not just big rabbits. But what exactly is a hare? And where on earth would you even find one? Let's get into who they are and where they call home. So, scientifically speaking, hares belong to the genus Lepus. They're mammals, and they're part of a group called lagomorphs. But what really defines them, what makes a hare, are those incredibly powerful hind legs and their amazing natural speed. And they've used those powerful legs to spread far and wide. Just look at this map. Their range is incredible. They're native all across Africa, Eurasia, and North America. They're so adaptable that humans have even introduced them to places like South America and Australia, and they've managed to thrive there too. You see, instead of digging these complicated burrows, hares prefer life right out in the open. They just chill in these shallow little dips in the grass called forms. Now, that might seem really exposed, but it's a huge part of their strategy. They rely on their camouflage to stay hidden, and if a predator gets too close, they just explode out of their form and use that incredible speed to get away. Living out in the open like that means a hare's life is really defined by two things: constantly looking for food and the ever-present need to escape from danger. It is, quite literally, a life on the run. And speed, well, speed is their ultimate survival tool. To get away, they have to be ridiculously fast. Some species can hit a blistering 70 kilometers per hour. To put that into perspective, that's faster than a greyhound, and it's absolutely essential for outrunning a predator in a wide open field. So what does it take to fuel that kind of speed? Well, hares are strict herbivores. Their diet actually changes with the seasons. In the summer, it's all about lush grasses, herbs, and flowers. But in the tough winter months, they'll switch to eating twigs, buds, and even tree bark just to get by. And believe me, they need all that energy because the list of animals that want to eat them is, well, it's really long. You got foxes and coyotes on the ground, hawks and eagles in the sky. Danger is literally everywhere. Even squirrels have been known to prey on baby leverets. And of course, humans have been hunting hares for centuries. But here's the thing. If a hare can successfully use its wits, its camouflage, and that incredible speed to outrun all those dangers, it can live for a surprisingly long time, up to 12 years in the wild. Now, for most of the year, hares are pretty shy, solitary animals. But that all changes, and I mean dramatically, in the spring. Their focus shifts entirely to finding a mate and raising the next generation. This change in behavior is so wild that it actually gave us the famous phrase, mad as a March hare. It comes straight from the breeding season, when these normally cautious creatures can be seen out in broad daylight, chasing each other like crazy and even getting into what looks like boxing matches. And this ritual is just fascinating. For a long time, people thought the boxing was just males fighting over a female, but we now know it's often the female fighting out the males she's not interested in. She leads them on this grueling, high-speed chase, and only the fastest, most determined male with the best stamina gets to prove he's a worthy partner. And you know what? This intense selection process pays off. A single female can have up to 4 litters in just 1 year. With a gestation period of about 42 days, and with as many as 10 leverets in each litter, they can reproduce really, really quickly, which is pretty necessary for a species with so many predators. Okay, so we know they're fast, and they have some pretty wild mating habits. But beyond all that, hares have some truly amazing and frankly bizarre traits that make them stand out in the animal kingdom. Let's run through 5 fascinating facts that just show how unique these animals are. First, like we said, they're born ready to run. Second, and get this, a female can actually get pregnant with a second litter while she's still pregnant with her first. It's incredible. Third, this is a little weird, but they digest their food twice by eating their own special droppings to get every last nutrient. Fourth, they sometimes eat soil to get essential minerals. And finally, some of them are absolute masters of disguise. And that fifth fact is one of their most brilliant adaptations. Species like the snowshoe hare completely change their fur color from brown in the summer to pure white in the winter. I mean, look at that. It's the perfect camouflage for hiding from predators in snowy landscapes. So when you put it all together, from their shocking speed and their ready-to-go babies to their unique survival tricks like redigesting food and changing color with the seasons, hares are so much more than just big rabbits. They are complex, solitary survivors perfectly adapted to a life lived right on the edge. Alright, that is it this video, everyone. Thank you for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video.